Educators and leaders on the federal, state, and local level have all raised concerns about learning loss due to the pandemic. And now we're getting a sense of how local parents feel about last year and, of course, the days ahead.
Education advocates Stand for Children Tennessee surveyed parents in Shelby County, and 2 members of their Momentum Task Force are joining us now live this morning. Arlethea Mackey and Benjamin Friedlander, thank you both for taking the time to be with us this morning. Mr. Friedlander, I'll start with you. So this survey was conducted at the end of last year as we were approaching spring of 2021. Things have changed once again, but what stuck out to you all? What did parents say were some of their biggest thoughts and concerns about last school year?
Yeah, I think what stuck out to me was the really conflicting position parents were in, where they were both, terrified of the health risks associated with COVID-19. The majority of parents we surveyed actually were not ready to send their kids back to school, while also acknowledging that virtual learning was incredibly challenging for them, that they weren't sure how to support their students, that a lot of students with special needs weren't getting their full accommodations. And so parents were just in a really difficult choice of wanting to protect their child's learning while also wanting to keep them and their families safe.
Ms. Mackey, let's bring you into this discussion as well. What about when it comes to internet access? We know for a lot of parents, especially in the Memphis, Shelby County community, this has been a challenge for a lot of folks. What did the survey find about that?
Sure. One of the biggest access issues that students and families had was getting access to both technology and reliable internet access. The scramble to send students home at the end of the previous school year and even the start of the new one showed that a lot of parents just were struggling to find reliable access. Schools were offering, computers and hotspots, but getting that connectivity to be consistent was definitely something that a lot of parents were concerned about, and being able to not only connect to their instructors, but also additional supports as well that schools might be able to offer.
Either of you can answer this one. Now that we know what parents don't like and like about what happened last year, have you been able to take some of this information and have conversations with district leaders, both on the state and local levels, about maybe how to implement some of these strategies throughout the rest of the pandemic or moving forward once we finally get past it?
Sure, I can jump in for that one. I think one of the biggest things that we found as far as insights go were how do we move forward knowing that, we want our students to be in school, but first of all, there were some learning loss, there were some things that students were not able to get access to. Some of our recommendations are surrounding supports as students get back into the classroom to address some of those things that they did not have access to, and also thinking about the need to ensure that our students are in school so that some of these different concerns are not replicated into this current and ongoing school years.
And Mr. Friedlander, bringing you back in, moving forward as well, what about where do we go when it comes to issues like mental health? Because that was another challenge for a lot of our students.
Yeah, I think there's 2 big things we need to think about with mental health. One, teachers and pediatricians agree. Students need to be around their peers and with each other. That means being in schools, but it also means keeping schools open by keeping kids healthy and safe. And that's only going to come if students and schools are, following guidelines on COVID-19 safety. The other piece is, we're really fortunate in Memphis to have a lot of federal emergency relief dollars coming in. And we really need to be thinking, how can we use this extra money to support students' mental health, to bring more social emotional learning into our schools that our kids need.
And also, what's the next step here when it comes to maybe trying to implement some of these policies? Again, are you getting feedback from some of our, school leaders and others?
I think I'm currently an educator, and the start of this school year has seen a lot of ups and downs. I think as far as school leaderships go, I think a lot of school leaders are currently focusing on, as Benjamin stated, how do we keep our schools open and safe? And I think our results kind of talked about some of the needs that our students had, but also I think moving forward, thinking about how we can be innovative and creative in ensuring our students have access to support specialists as well as resources instructionally, but also on a social emotional level so that they can continue to move forward and make progress as the school year unfolds.
And maybe not related to the survey, are you both surprised that we've kind of gotten to the point these days where the major debate for a lot of folks out there, especially in education, is the debate over whether to mask our children in school or not? Where do you stand on that issue?
I'm happy to answer that one. So my stance is, and this is like what my team at Memphis Education Fund believes, this is what I think the entire task force of Stand for Children believes, is first and foremost, we need to think about what's best for kids. And what that means is not necessarily worrying about what is or isn't mandated by your county or your state, but focusing on what will keep our kids healthy and in schools. And that means, to me, masking up because it's the right thing to do for students, not because it's necessarily associated with a policy or a mandate.
Benjamin Friedlander and Arlethea Mackey, both of Momentum Memphis, both task force members, thank you so much for being with us this morning and sharing, of course, those thoughts from parents right here in the Mid-South.